Most folks junk their car before it even hits 150,000 miles. The engine starts knocking, transmission slips, a few sensors throw codes, and next thing you know, you're back at the dealership signing away your soul for something shiny and expensive. But let me tell you something. My daily driver, 700,000 miles, still cranks like a champ, still takes me from Jersey to Georgia and back without breaking a sweat. No rebuilt motor, no transmission swap. And no, it ain't some magic brand or mythical model. It's just a regular old car with one difference. I treated it right. Now I ain't saying I baby it. I haul wood, tow trailers, and I ain't scared of a dirt road. But I've got 11 habits carved into my bones after years of wrenching that turned my ride into a freaking time capsule on wheels. And today, I'm laying all of them out, one by one. We're talking blown myths, cheap maintenance moves that'll save you thousands, and the one thing that saved my engine's life, twice. Let's get into it. People always ask me, Joe, what oil do you use? Like, that's the magic bullet. Truth is, it ain't about what oil, it's about when. See, most folks wait until that little sticker says 10,000 miles. That's way too late, especially when your engine's still new and trying to seat those parts. Me? I change the oil at 1,000 miles flat. Then again at 3,000 and now every 5,000 like clockwork, no matter what the manual says. You know what I call that 10,000-mile interval? A sales pitch. Car companies want to show lower maintenance costs so they can slap a low upkeep badge in the brochure. But ask any mechanic worth their socket set. They'll tell you, clean oil is the cheapest insurance you'll ever buy. And it ain't just about wear and tear. New engines, especially turbocharged ones, run hotter, tighter, and break down oil faster than they did 15 years ago. Once that oil goes acidic or gets thick with blow-by, your bearings are toast. Doesn't matter how good the brand is. It's already too late. So here's habit number 1. Never trust the factory interval. Change your oil early and change it often, especially when the engine's young. You don't wait for the fire alarm to change your batteries, right? Next up though, oil's just the start. We're diving into the lie that's cost drivers more transmissions than anything else. You ever hear a dealership say your transmission fluid is lifetime? Yeah, whose lifetime? Because it sure ain't the car's. That's marketing spin. Lifetime just means they expect the transmission to die before the fluid ever gets touched. And surprise, for most folks it does. I've seen transmissions toast at 100K because no one ever changed the fluid. Mine, still shifting smooth at 700K, and that's not luck. It's habit number 2. Flush your transmission fluid every 50 to 60,000 religiously. I use OEM spec fluid, and I don't wait for symptoms. Burnt fluid smells like varnish and shifts like garbage. You let that gunk build up, and no additive's gonna save you. Want to keep your gears happy? Treat that fluid like blood, not syrup. And next, let's talk about the one filter most drivers forget, but your engine's life literally depends on it. Most folks never think about it, but your engine's breathing just like you are. Problem is, over time, it's trying to breathe through a clogged up face mask. That's where habit number 3 comes in. Change your air filter every 12 months. No excuses. Not just when the mechanic waves a dirty one at you. I swap mine every spring. Cheap filter, clean engine. Let that thing clog up. And your fuel economy tanks while your cylinders get dusted. Literally. Microscopic grit gets past old filters and chews up piston rings like sandpaper. But there's one more filter that folks ignore completely. Habit number 4. Replace your cabin filter too. Not for the car, for you. You ever smell mildew when you crank the AC? That's a dirty filter sending spores right up your nose. And a clogged cabin filter can choke airflow, forcing your blower motor to work overtime and burn out early. Simple rule, 2 filters, once a year. Less than $30 total. Keeps your engine and your lungs clean. But up next, you might be doing long-term damage every time you cold start and hit the gas too soon. Here's the move that kills more engines than redlining ever could. Hammering the gas right after a cold start. Habit number 5 is simple. Let your engine idle for 30 seconds max, then drive easy until it's warm. Modern oil circulates fast. You don't need to sit there 5 minutes in the driveway wasting gas. But those first 60 to 90 seconds, that's when the metal's tight, oil's cold, and wear goes through the roof if you push it. And once you're moving, habit number 6, no heavy throttle, No high revs until that temp needle is dead center. I'm not saying drive like grandma, but save the fun for after warm-up. I've seen rod bearings fail at 80,000 just cause someone loved cold revving in winter. Your engine's got a rhythm, respect it, and it'll reward you tenfold. Next though, even if your engine's golden, it'll all be for nothing if the body rusts out from under you. You can baby your engine all you want, but if your frame turns into Swiss cheese, it's game over. That's why habit number 7 is non-negotiable. Spray your undercarriage every fall, especially if you live where they salt the roads. I use fluid film, but there are others that work. And yeah, it's messy. But that $50 spray job has saved me thousands in frame rot, brake line leaks, and seized bolts. You ever try replacing a control arm on a rusted chassis? It's a nightmare. Prevention is way easier. And don't forget, habit number 8. Clear out your drain holes, door bottoms, trunk, sunroof tracks. If water can't escape, it sits. And sitting water turns into rust faster than you think. Your car isn't dying from the outside in, it's drowning from the inside out. Next up, let's talk about the forgotten fluids that quietly wreck your cooling system and brakes if left alone. Everyone's obsessed with oil changes, cool, fair. But there are 2 fluids that quietly go bad and take your car down with them if you're not paying attention. Habit number 9. Flush your coolant every 3 years. Not top it off, flush it. Old coolant gets acidic and loses its corrosion protection. That's how head gaskets fail early, heater cores clog, and radiators rust from the inside out. One flush every few years saves you a $1,500 job easy. Right behind that, habit number 10. Brake fluid every 3 years too. Yeah, I know, nobody does it. But brake fluid's hygroscopic. It pulls water from the air. Over time, that moisture boils under heat and eats up your calipers, ABS modules, and lines. You won't notice until one day your pedal goes soft, and by then, it's real expensive. Most drivers never touch these until it's already leaking. You'll handle it before it even thinks about going bad. Coming up next, the habit that turns you from reactive driver into someone who's always one step ahead of every breakdown. This last one's simple, but it's what separates the folks who break down on the highway from the ones who just keep rolling. Habit number 11. Log everything and scan monthly. I keep a basic notebook in the glove box. Dates, mileage, what got done, and what's coming up. And once a month, I plug in my $30 OBD scanner. Doesn't matter if there's no check engine light. These things catch little issues early. A misfire, a dirty sensor, evap leak, cheap fixes if you catch them in time. That's how I knew my MAF sensor was going bad before my gas mileage tanked. That's how I caught a thermostat sticking open before my engine started running cold every morning. These small habits, they compound. You're not maintaining a car, you're protecting an investment. Most people think cars just wear out. They don't. They get neglected to death. 700,000 miles didn't happen because I got lucky. It happened because I got consistent. So here's your recap, real fast. Oil early, oil often. Ignore lifetime fluid lies. Keep it breathing. Respect the cold. Fight rust like it's personal. And log everything like your car's counting on it. Because it is. You follow these 11 habits, your ride won't just last, it'll outlive your next 5 friends' cars combined. And hey, next week, I'm breaking down how to spot scam low-mileage cars in under 30 seconds. You don't want to miss that one, especially if you're buying used anytime soon. Subscribe if you haven't already, and if this saved you even $1 in repairs, hit that like button. It's cheaper than an oil change. Catch you in the next one.